Clark County Today is presented by Cano Real Estate. Hire an agent, get a team. Learn more by visiting canorealestate.com.
Everyone, I'm Chris Brown. We start on this Wednesday with an update to our breaking news from this time yesterday. The man who was shot during an altercation with Vancouver police has died from his injuries. 3 VPD officers opened fire on the man who had apparently been involved in the assault of another person before officers arrived at 4th Plain and Stapleton. And then he refused to comply with orders to drop a sharpened pipe or steel rod. His identity has not been released until next of kin can be notified. Vancouver Mayor Anne McInerney-Ogle said in a statement today that she was saddened to hear of the news. My heart goes out to the families and friends of the deceased, the mayor said. I, along with my fellow council members, want to express our deepest condolences. Vancouver Police Chief James McIlvaine confirmed that the shooting incident is being reviewed by the Clark County Sheriff's Office as part of an independent review process. We will await the results of that investigation so that all evidence is considered, McIlvaine said in his statement. And then today, Governor Jay Inslee announcing this afternoon that his stay-home order will be extended beyond the May 4th date set earlier this month. Though details weren't given about how much further the order would be extended, Inslee said those details would be provided on Friday, as well as more information about a phased reopening approach. Inslee said it would be based on modeling data in 5 key areas: the spread of the disease, healthcare system readiness, testing capacity, case tracking, and the risk to vulnerable populations.
I know this recovery has seemed long, but if we can avoid having to reinstate these restrictions, we know this very simply. The quickest way to reopen our economy is make sure that we get this job done. We do not want to go through this pain again. We want to make this a one and possibly done situation that we then can restrain this virus through testing and contact tracing and isolation of the relatively few people who become infected.
In better news, the governor did announce that hospitals in the state will soon be able to resume some non-urgent surgeries and procedures so long as they have enough personal protective equipment to keep them safe. Well, Clark County saw 8 new COVID-19 cases on Tuesday, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 351 since the outbreak began. 21 people have died from the virus. With school buildings closed for the remainder of the academic year and perhaps longer, districts have been wondering how to deal with grades for students. Last week, the state schools superintendent outlined his plan, which districts in Clark County have now been adopting and adjusting to fit their purposes. The basics are this: no students will fail this year. In most cases, those who had grades of A, B, or C on March 17th will have that be their final grade, though they can also improve that. Students who finished with an F or in some cases a D will be marked incomplete and have the chance to bring those grades up. Either way, they won't be held back next year but may have to work to backfill their grades in the coming school year. Districts also have the ability to waive credits in some cases if it's necessary for high schoolers to graduate on time. Last month, we shared a pair of stories about lawsuits involving teachers against the Evergreen School District. Today, the district is responding with their own legal filing denying the claims made by the teachers. Here's a quick review of those cases. Eric Dodge is a Washougal resident who's been a teacher in the Evergreen District for the past 17 years. In the fall, he was preparing to begin work at Y East Middle School when he clashed with then Principal Caroline Garrett over a Make America Great Again hat that Dodge had in his possession during a pair of teacher in-service days. Dodge claims the conflict included some harsh words and treatment from Garrett, which led him to file a civil rights lawsuit on March 11th. Dodge was later placed on leave and didn't return to the district this year. Garrett later resigned and reached a separation agreement with the district. The other case involved Cora Haynes, a former special education teacher of the 49th Street Academy. Haynes claims that between 2016 and 2019, she experienced race-based workplace hostility, which she claims grew in frequency until her unlawful termination last year. The district has filed their response to each lawsuit. You can see that by reading the whole story at clarkcountytoday.com. Well, the second time was the charm for the Woodlands School District when it came to their request for a replacement education programs and operations levy. The levy was rejected by voters in the February 11th special election, with more than 55% of voters opposed. Well, facing more than $3 million in possible budget cuts and the loss of up to 50 employees, the district's board of directors elected to put the levy back before voters in yesterday's special election. This time, the voters in both Clark and Cowlitz counties approved the replacement levy. Woodland Superintendent of Schools Michael Green stated Woodland has once again demonstrated that ensuring our children receive the best possible preparation for life after high school remains one of our community's top priorities. Well, the Giving Closet, a local charity, has been closed for more than a month due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but next week they're having a donation drive. Here's Paul Valencia with that story.
The Giving Closet has been serving people in need in Vancouver for 20 years. Closed now due to the pandemic, the charity will be holding a donation drive next week. The Giving Closet hopes to donate food and supplies in May, and the plan is to reopen the store in June. Here's Jana Moats of Willow's Clothing Store to explain the drive. Moats is on the Giving Closet's advisory board.
Hi everyone, I'm Jana Moats and I am from Willow's Clothing Store in Vancouver, and I want to come on here and let you guys know about the Giving Closet's Drive and Drop event. It's next week, May 5th, 6th, and 7th, and the Giving Closet is asking for donations of toilet paper, of laundry detergent, bar soap, shampoo, also peanut butter and pancake mix, syrup, rice, and pasta boxes. And so it's from 10 to 2 at Vancouver Church. We really would love to see you guys there, and just drive in, drop off your donations, and we're going to be giving these to people in need, families in need. So come on out. The Giving Closet is closed due to COVID-19, but we are reopening June 3rd. All the items that we're collecting, all the non-perishable items, will be giving away in the month of May. And you can check those dates and all the information on the website.
Thanks, Paul. Well, the next generation of Broadway stars and maybe even filmmakers are studying their stuff even when they can't go to class. Vancouver-based Journey Theatre made the switch to online with the help of Zoom calls for their spring classes. Journey teaches youth how to portray characters on stage through acting, singing, and dancing, and typically has the benefit of doing so in person. With restrictions from COVID-19 making their usual productions out of the question, they had to get creative. Instead of looking at online classes as a disadvantage, they came up with material for it, like their acting for the camera class, which in fact works better over Zoom. They're connected and continuing to work together on honing their skills as young artists, and that is exactly what we need to be doing at this time, said Journey Executive Director Stephen Pick. If you want to find out more about the classes or partner with Journey on May 5th's Giving Tuesday, visit our website for the full story. Well, there's your quick check of the headlines on this Wednesday from ClarkCountyToday.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay connected and be part of the conversation. You can also send us feedback and story ideas via email, news@ClarkCountyToday.com. For all of us, I'm Chris Brown. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow.